Sealy, we told you the vacation spot was at Aquastar. We didn't. What does Aqua and have anything to do with volcanoes?
She likes tropical jungles, and actually, I don't know if there was there ever a jungle episode in the anime. I like jungles and volcanoes. I think there's a volcano at least.
You know what episode I was thinking of earlier? I think I mentioned this in a previous part or a previous video, but I watched it like maybe a week ago, and I was thinking about it earlier today. It was the episode with when King Dedede was possessed by a monster.
Is this the same monster that literally sapped his ability to be mad?
Yes.
Funny how we call back to that one every once in a while. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. In this part, we're heading to Neostar, which is pretty much our jungle world for the game.
You know, it's also a very good explanation as to why It's also a very good explanation as to why I tend to get really annoyed with our hour-long mid-video tangents, because I think everyone forgot that I asked if I could introduce this video.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
That was an eternity ago. Terribly sorry about that, but it is what it is. Well, I guess to humor the audience, what was that joke you wanted to say?
Well, I will admit, it was also under the impression that Jordan was going to be joining us, but instead she was just checking up on us while she was dog-sitting. By the way, that's what she was doing earlier.
I mean, to be fair, she did make it clear that she wasn't going to be free for the rest of the week, so I kind of figured as such. But, that's just all Crystal talk at this point in time. So, Neostar in general is honestly one of the harder levels in the game. Not to the point where it's, like, outright batshit, but it can definitely throw in a few curveballs.
Oh yeah.
And that's when Kirby committed legitimate murder, because he threw a sharp bludgeoning object at a poor innocent animal.
Yep.
I can't remember if I asked this before. Is Kirby's float ability limited?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The only game in the series to do that.
And it's honestly one of two reasons why that stone cutting segment of the last world is a piece of shit.
Actually, that's not the only game that limited Kirby's flight ability.
What was another one?
Air I did too.
Oh yeah,
Air Raid's not really a traditional Kirby game to begin with, so that I can forgive more.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, there really isn't much you could really do with the floating anyway, but you know, now that stop going back to that earlier point of when Kirby being the cold-blooded killer would throw in that Hatchet Man thingy, why is it that I can't wait for when the modding community eventually gets interested in Kirby 64 and then they replace Kirby's face with that evil Kirby face from the anime.
Oh god.
That just so happened to make its sudden return in Star Allies.
Was it called Devil Kirby?
Maybe. You know what? Considering like the popularity of mods, I'm surprised no one's done it yet.
Just give it time.
Well, yeah, someone might.
I mean, first Mario 64, then Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, and now I'm seeing Super Mario 3 mods.
Well, Mario 3 mods I think have been around a while, but I guess I'll also, like, give them some credit. Like, out of all the games to get mods, Kirby has, like, a surprisingly sparse number of mods.
I mean, if I had to guess, maybe the coding is just so intricate that even, like, very professional modders are still having a tricky time trying to get through it all. But, I mean, I guess it also should be said that even more as of recently, now that Mario 64 has practically been reverse engineered into its own PC version,
right,
the modding community for that game has been stronger than ever.
Oh,
yeah.
I know, using the, like, old advertising models and stuff.
I totally forgot that Kirby threw his face as a boomerang.
And
Yeah,
they also
sometimes.
completely... They
Oh,
also
I'll be
were
right
able
back.
to
You guys keep
completely-
doing this jungle adventure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, they were also able to completely rebuild Luigi from the scant bits of assets they had from when they cut him out from the game.
Yep. And then the thing that I find really amusing is that I think we touched upon it briefly, but one of the more popular mods for the 64 PC port is pretty much like replacing all of the models with air quotes higher quality models, you know, to kind of look more like how they would on like box arts or like promos around that time, which is why we have like stuff like the chestnut looking Goombas and whatnot.
It's honestly pretty crazy that Mario 64 modding has come to a point where that's even possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that's something I doubt would have... Like, I can only imagine how much the community would flip if that was possible, like, 10 years ago.
Oh no, there would be like collective heart attacks once they see the stuff that they can get away with.
Oh, yeah. Modding is both a blessing amongst the community and also a curse. So much so, and I say that because I've at least seen one particular mod where instead of doing the typical peace sign when getting a star, they make the player flip you off.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be, like, I don't know if it's on Mario, I know it's for Luigi, but apparently the thing with Luigi is that, like, that's technically, like, two different versions. A public version where he does their traditional peace sign, and then the flip-off one, I think, is supposed to be, like, one that's exclusive to certain members of a Discord server.
That would make sense. I mean, only those that actually have a thing or two with actual coding have the power to literally flip you off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and make you laugh in the process.
And I also do appreciate, like, in terms of other mods, like, they made, like, a Wario one, which looks really interesting, and I'm kind of curious as to see whether or not all the crazy characters we see in, like, the OG 64 get carried over to, like, this PC port. Like, imagine, like, having, like, a mod of, like, Sonic, but looking like he did in, like, promo renders of SA1.
That'd be pretty crazy if that were the case. I mean, granted, with how busy the Sonic community is, I'm surprised it hasn't come to that yet.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's something that they can showcase for next year's Sage.
Maybe. Well, actually, it's funny because as of this recording, we're actually like a few weeks away from this year's Sage, and I mean, granted, we're not getting anything of the sort, but I mean, it's just a funny coincidence all the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am still interested in seeing some of the stuff that's being there. Like, I think there's this one fan game, Sonic GT, that I actually supplied voice work for. I think it's getting a full release at this year's Sage.
Oh, neat. Oh yeah, by the way, welcome to the Cavern level, and this is actually... Getting the Crystal Shards in this level I remember being most especially tricky. For one thing, like, during that skydiving section at the very beginning, you have to veer, like, to the very far left in order to find that a Crystal Shard's even there in the first place. Oh boy. And secondly, the very last Crystal Shard you need to find... Oh, don't you fucking dare.
that was close.
Yeah.
The last Crystal Shard you need to find requires this power-up, so you literally have to go through this long stretch using this thing and hoping for the best.
And not get hit too many times.
If at all.
Yeah.
Because, you know, just like in other Kirby games, if you get hit enough times, you do lose your power.
I think this game is especially devious about that, because I think you end up losing your power just in one strike.
Well, I've seen you get hit a couple of times and you still kept it.
I mean, I guess if that's the case, then I'm probably thinking of another Kirby game. But whatever the case, just don't get hit too many times.
Well, yeah, of course. That's just common sense.
Oh yeah, Seeley. Recently Logan spoiled you to the rest of Kirby 64's cutscenes.
Yeah, he did.
What'd you think of them?
It was cute. I gotta play Kirby 64 for myself.
You really should.
Don't you have the Dreams collection or anything of the sort?
No?
Do you have the game on the Virtual Console?
Nope.
Do you
Well, then
have
I would
it
say that
as
would
a
be the best.
ROM?
Do I have what?
Do you have it as an N64 ROM?
No, but I could probably find it somewhere.
I mean, honestly, Seeley, it's really... If you still have your Wii U, it wouldn't really be that hard to get the game via the Virtual Console.
Assuming their shop's still open.
It is.
Is
I
it?
mean, I'm honestly
enough.
surprised it's still open, but it's
Oh,
open.
jeez.
But yeah, there's that. It's like, I do know, like, in one
My
point
Wii U is literally sitting in my front room collecting dust.
Well, at least you still have it. Other people just got rid of it. But I was about to say, like, in one of the earlier parts, I also brought up the fact that you and I still need to finish our playthrough of Dreamland 3.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It's fine. You've been up to a lot of
long
stuff.
time ago.
Whoop. Be-doo-doo.
Hey.
I'll get the
I
explosion.
want to say it's right around here is where... Oh,
Oh.
Well,
lucky break. I used it at the right time
Nice.
at the right place.
it almost... Honestly, it looked like you didn't even need the power-up. You could have just walked into that mouth.
No,
Well, no,
it actually broke it apart off screen.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was at the right in the right area to affect the wall. So
Okay,
yeah,
actually,
that's all
no-
said and done.
Now that I think about it, yeah, because I look back to that one shot before I entered this room, yeah, like, the explosion has a deceptively big hit range.
Oh yeah, no, it's easily the most destructive ability in the entire game. Right down to the point where, again, it hurts Kirby if you don't, pull down your hard hat.
Yep.
And that's why I'm getting rid of it, because it's that destructive.
Yeah. You don't
You
need it
can't
anywhere
handle
else.
The power.
Yeah. And by that point, you're pretty much hope free from that mess. And as always, Crushers are easily one of Kirby's biggest threats, so don't get too cocky.
Yeah, that's always a constant in most platformers.
Well, most especially in this game, if only because, well, the Crushers in this game can get pretty deviant. Oh, I get hit by. Oh, probably just a Luke that was hanging up there.
Maybe. I'm kind of curious. Like, we might have talked about this, but it's been a while. Sis, what would you say was the first Kirby game you've ever beaten?
Well, I'm not sure if you want to count Air Ride because I never really finished all the checklists. If you want to talk about the first Kirby game I actually beat, it was Amazing Mirror.
Alright.
I figured that was the case. So, now we're heading up to the mountains.
Air Ride was the first Kirby game I played, but Amazing Mirror was the first one I beat.
I think Superstar was the first game I played and beat.
I'm trying to remember when my first Kirby... I want to say Kirby 64 was, well, I mean, not just the first Kirby game I ever played, but also the first one I beat. If not that, then easily Nightmare in Dreamland. Because that came out, like, not long after this.
I think the first I heard of Kirby was the original Smash Bros. And then, aside from Smash Bros., I remember seeing a commercial for Nightmare in Dreamland.
Kirby! That you need Needle for.
Oh, you remember that commercial?
Yeah. Like, that, I remember that because it was right around the time the anime came around, and they actually had, like, the anime team make special animations for that commercial.
It was fun. Logan would have said the same thing if he heard that right now.
Maybe.
I mean, honestly, it's funny, because the first I heard about Nightmare in Dreamland, it wasn't even with that commercial. I actually, literally, the very first time my family actually had anything resembling a DVD player was with, let alone a DVD to go along with said DVD player, was literally the DVDs featuring the first 3 episodes of the Kirby anime.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, there you
Welcome
are.
back.
You gotta stop doing that. What's funny is that, like, I know you said DVD. There were a few times I thought you said DDD player.
The DDD player.
You remember
no.
that joke?
Also, like,
Remember that?
We
Remember
play
that joke?
DVDs, Blu-rays, and Laserdiscs.
Remember that joke we made in my Amazing Mirror commentary where I accidentally said DVD and then I said this is channel DVD.
It's like, oh wow. And yeah, sorry about that. It was a breakfast burrito. I love those things. We had that for dinner.
God, I'm
sorry,
hungry.
Oh boy.
Why is it that for some reason you say channel DVD? Why is it that for some reason if DDD was ever called that, he would literally his full name would be Danny DeVito D.
Danny DeVito.
You know
Danny
what?
D. DeVito.
You know what? That's the real question. Has anyone ever found out what the 3 Ds stand for?
I was gonna say,
No.
I was gonna say, honestly, using that name, Danny DeVito. I know it's a Simpsons joke. What? I know it's a Simpsons joke, but he really could say something like, "It name's DDD. The D stands for D."
I'm looking it up. Hang on.
So now we come to another one of Adeline's puzzle scenarios where we had to in this case we actually had to shape the blocks into the exact image that's on the painting.
So
Unfortunately, in this case, I was also given one of the harder pictures to make a puzzle out of.
right, it needs to be it is random, and yeah, we need to make a round circle with that's missing a piece. I see. You have to just make it okay, but I will still agree with you in that. Even if it's random, even if you've got something like the top hat, it's so precise.
I wish I had the fucking top hat, because that's the easiest one.
But
Yeah,
even if you got the top
I
hat,
wish
it's
I
so.
didn't look
But
it
even
up.
if you got the top hat, I'm thinking
Yeah,
it's
you
like nice. I'm saying even if you got the top hat, like what if? Okay, in this case right here, what if you made the blank slice be on the left or on the top? Like how does the game? Like it's very precise, and for new players, I bet this is one that they needed help on.
Guys,
Yeah.
bring me back, please.
Excuse me?
I was looking up, channel DDD to see what it stood for,
Mm-hmm.
and it kept redirecting me to sexual results.
Ooh.
Channel double
Bring
D.
me back! I don't want to see that.
Welcome back.
Go ahead, James.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Channel DDD. Tune in at midnight for a Triple D special.
No.
May not be suitable for some Waddle Ds.
No, imagine DDD trying to sound. No, imagine DDD trying to sound like really sultry, like here, DDD.
Okay,
Oh, God,
you know
no.
what?
Let me get the pop filter. Let me get the pop filter. Hang on.
No. I called it first. Challenge
Do it.
accepted.
Welcome to Channel DDD.
No.
And I was gonna do Hi, I'm King Dedede. I'll clobber you.
No.
That's the best I got. I'll stop.
No.
Allow me to show you why they call me King DDD.
As much as appalled as I am by that, I at least respect and appreciate that you didn't go for the D joke, which would have. I mean, it was kind of just like blatantly just advertised, waiting for you. But anyway,
You know,
go ahead, James.
on a related note, I was suddenly reminded of an official 4 coma that enlightened us to female DDD.
Oh yeah, also
Lord.
K I R B O P. Wait a minute.
Karibo shoe.
No, different thing. Anyway, I like that they have these little references. I'm glad that we're almost near the end, but just some of these mountain like level. This is probably one of the steeper difficulty curves before the next planet.
I'm really. I want to do this.
Oh boy.
Especially
Don't worry,
that level.
I was about to say just.
By the way, for this level, bring triple snow with you.
You mean
For
double
whatever
snow?
reason.
Or,
Yeah.
or double snow, or double ice in this game, whatever the case. Bring your frosty shoes with you because you're gonna need them for this level.
Yeah.
Lava is an insta-kill in this, is it?
It's not. No, you just burn your bum a la Mario.
Right. But be careful, because if you take damage, it'll probably make your copy ability spit out, and it'll probably destroy upon impact.
Yep.
Yes, it unfortunately does do that. That's the worst of all.
I like this place aesthetically, and that's it.
I like the rocks. I like how smoothly they kind of kerchunk together. But oh gosh,
I love that.
Jesus,
I
you
like
actually
the
almost
rocks.
made me choke for a second.
What?
You okay, Logan?
I must have had just a little bit of tortilla still stuck in the inside of my throat because I almost because be careful, because yes, when those little pieces of the island are kerchunking together, you can actually be crushed to death.
Get squished, yeah.
Yep.
Yes. And as we brought up
gosh.
earlier in this part, pressures are Kirby's greatest weakness. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, by the way, second time we get to ride on DDD.
You know, really fitting since we were talking about DDD.
So, Kirby, bro, you made sure to get rid of all the evidence of me that one time I was wearing spandex. What?
I'm so glad nobody could hear me.
I heard you just there.
Oh, it was before what I said the second we saw him.
Well, you know what? You know what? Double wrath on you. I just remembered something I wanted to say before it escaped my mind. You were making the joke about it's a good thing you didn't make the joke about the D. I'm like,
Well, I already have 3.
Damn,
No.
that ain't good. You gotta have that looked at by a doctor if you got 3. Moving on.
Terrible.
You know, in retrospect, that makes it sound like I have a condition.
Oh jeez, careful, King DDD. I don't know if I gotta give him credit. This was, I think, the first time you could ever play as King DDD.
officially
Yep.
anyway.
No.
See ya.
Back on Rockstar, you did.
I still love King DDD.
Well,
Right.
he means the game.
Well, just
not
just the
this
game,
part.
yeah, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think we ever got to play as him again until the 3DS game, even.
You mean Return to Dreamland?
There was Return to Dreamland.
Oh,
technically.
Yeah,
I
there was
completely
Return to
forgot.
Dreamland.
Jeez.
And then there's also Air Ride, where you can ride him, and you can play as him riding on in his own custom wheelie.
Yeah,
Isn't it
Did
like
you say
massive?
you could
can't-
ride me?
You can't
I
dismount the
already
ride
made
though.
that joke.
You can't dismount the ride as DDD though.
I know, and also I already made that joke already. That was the thing I was glad nobody could hear me for.
Well,
But
Well, you know what? I echoed it for you, just to make sure people can know what you said.
I was gonna say, wasn't King Dedede also huge in Air Ride because he's a boss and stuff?
He is
not
in his
not
in
when
his
you're playing him. He's regular size, but as a boss, he's pretty huge.
yeah.
I know in City Trial he's oh my gosh, and it takes everybody
He's
to
almost impossible to defeat, even with 4 players.
Your
It's
match-
pretty massive.
Your Majesty, you're huge!
I've been doing live eating in my off time.
I mean, that's also good. I was thinking of two.
I am curious now. Next time we do Parsec, I want to see how many times it takes 4 of us to beat King Unity.
You're gonna try.
I will personally guarantee you that we will not succeed on the first try.
I also think.
I'm sure. Oh yeah, by the way, here's where you need the double ice for. And this is
Oh,
honestly kind of a
yeah.
dick move, considering that it doesn't give you a good enough tell that you need
Wait,
the
there was
double
nothing.
ice for.
Yeah, there was nothing about that was blue. That's usually the big indicators. Look at the color of the
Abba-dee-abba-da.
object.
Yeah, I mean, for that, it looked like you probably needed double fire or something.
Or a bomb
Which-
or something.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. By the way, we're in a volcano. You think it'd erupt at some point?
Oh, like
Yeah.
My big
I
mouth.
just love the.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, don't look behind you. Also, I will say I love the double fire burning ability. I love that phoenix look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only,
Just be careful
only
where you use it.
Only downside is you can't cancel it.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
ride it all the way through.
Yeah, you have to wait for the animation to finish.
And that thing will catch up. So
Ow.
don't slack off too much.
And you
Don't
can't do
dawdle-
a return to
don't
Dreamland.
dawdle-dee.
And you can't do a return to Dreamland and shoot the wall back.
I know.
Oh
you
my
can't do
god,
that.
this reminds me so much of one part of a dungeon from Four Swords Adventures where you had to avoid boulders and that.
I was gonna say, given the camera angle and even the texture, even the textures of the rock, this reminds me so much of freaking Mount Lava Lava in Paper
Kind of.
Mario.
I can see it.
Oh,
By the
it's
way,
rising.
It doesn't just stop
Oh
there.
shit.
But thankfully, we have verticality.
By the way, those
Oh!
sandhoppers. Now that I stop and think about it, they look like
Well,
cappies.
that works.
They kind of they look like Cappy, and they also they do like the Cappies. Oh, that one got spooked. Like, oh, and just went back into the ground. Oh.
What were the things called in the Japanese version again?
I'll look it up.
Needs be.
I'll look it up. Kirby anime mayor. What was his name?
Mayor Cappy?
Well, okay, I forgot the mayor's the real mayor's name.
Wow, what an apt time to have a
There
picnic,
isn't.
guys.
There are cappies
Really?
in the. There are cappy enemies in the Kirby series. They're the ones with the mushroom.
Wait, I missed one. Hold
What?
on.
It must
Wait,
have been
where
one of
is
the
that?
very beginning. How did the?
Oh.
Back it up. I missed it while in the
Right.
DD
Oh,
section.
that's right. They hide it in the second. Jeez,
I
the
didn't
second.
know
no.
this.
It's in the
Yeah.
second.
Second time, are
What's
ya?
up? What's up,
No,
Caesar?
you know those mushroom enemies in Air Ride?
Yeah.
Those are cappies.
Yeah, those were always cappies.
That's why they're called Cappy, because they're
I
capped
didn't know they
mushrooms.
were-
Also,
no, I
this
didn't
boss
know
I
they were-
hated
You
as
never
a
knew
kid
that the mushroom enemies were called cappies?
because they're capped
No,
mushrooms.
I didn't know they were one. I didn't know they were one and the same thing. But the
I mean, I'll be fair to you,
civilians
Celia. It took me a while to
from
actually figure that out too, until I actually until I looked it up myself. But still, it is kind of one of those weird. It is one of those weird things where it's like, it's such a random thing to make the official townspeople of the anime the mushroom people.
Not just the mushroom people, but making them the mushroom people after you remove their mushroom, because technically, see, they've been a thing since even the first Kirby. Is like you would inhale and the mushroom cap would come off and just leave them kind of waddling about. But yeah, to make them the mushroom enemy and the second form of the mushroom enemy, not even their default appearance.
On a related note, here's our boss for Neostar. That kind of looks like looks like a cappy covered in lava.
He does kind of look like that. I also
Okay.
hated this boss a lot.
I'll give you that. I appreciate that you made that comparison because I know it would be way too easy to make another certain comparison the internet would want.
I mean, I would see that more in his little projectiles. But yeah, this boss is meh, and also continues. I guess it is. What was I talking about? It's actually a main gimmick. Is all these bosses have two phases to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
every
do,
one,
actually.
even Wispy Woods had two faces to him technically.
So, there you go.
So with that said, he may be down, but he's sure not out because now he's taken to the foreground.
Run!
You're like, okay, that fucking does it.
Wow, who's
Come
been?
here, you little puffball.
Now you come over here and I'm gonna give you such a smack across the face.
Careful, Kirby. I'm too hot to touch.
Ow! And yeah, no, that bot. And I also hate the fact that there is no block ability in this game.
Oh yeah,
This is
that's right. They
why
don't have
I-
a block.
Well, my go-to for this one was the
Oh.
snowflake.
I
Because I
imagine
can just
so.
stand. I can stand
Oh.
just close enough to activate it, and it takes him out.
Yeah, whenever he does this, you need to be as close to him as possible.
Oh, so it's Wispy Woods, kind of.
Pretty much.
Ugh.
I mean, now that I stop to think about this, does kind of feel like a Wispy Woods fight.
And his
Okay.
hitbox is like right at his face.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a very picky looking
Right on that
boss.
big gaping mouth of his.
You gotta choke him.
I will still say like this. It looked cool for the time, and oh, that'll do. Boom.
Dude,
There you go.
Ow.
well, it looks
more
like
hits
he
like that
doesn't
will
take
do.
like a whole lot of damage to kill.
Yeah, but again, I wish these bosses would like. I don't believe if you hit those, if you swallow those birds, if they actually will give you fire element.
Oh no, they give you fire.
They do.
Oh, well then why don't you do that? Just get a bunch of free hits. Oh,
I
you're
mean,
trying to
I
do
don't
that.
think- I don't think.
Oh, that'll
I feel
kill
like
him.
I feel like I feel like fire for this fight wouldn't really be worth much. But with that said, he is down for the count.
Yay!
And we got our final crystal shard for this area, so we can head on out of here.
Hey guys, what time of the video are you at?
We're at the cutscene. We're at 25:06:07.
We're right at the time where the volcano gods aren't happy with us stealing all their jewelry.
Oh yeah, it says right here on my watch that it is eruption o'clock. What the hell does? And they just start running.
Hurry!
Was I watching the wrong video?
It's entirely possible, but
Were
we're
you
gonna save Waldy.
watching-
You saw the cutscene. Yeah, right there. His mouth doesn't look right. Wait, I'm actually
Wait a
curious,
minute.
Celia. What title does your video say?
Aquastar.
Oh, you're watching.
You know what?
the
I'll
whole time.
No!
You know what? I'll give you. I will give you. Hang on. I will give you credit, Sealy. You did a really good job of fooling us up to that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
All our dialogue and stuff. Even when we mentioned D and the channel D, and I just now imagine James, like, you made that joke at the very start. No, she got the freaking vacation like brochure wrong the entire time. We're seeing lava. She's like, well, this doesn't look right at all. I just see oceans.
Well, I guess in some regard she did make it to the vacation destination spot.
Yeah.
She just was she just missed us in the process.
It's okay. We'll hook back up. We'll hook up during the apocalypse.
And I'm just gonna say this as a disclaimer. Let's keep whatever sorts of comments like that is to a minimum in the next part.
Well, we will try.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's just a simple. It's just a simple remark of like it's the texture. It was a, you know what I'm saying. But I agree. See ya.
I gotta go eat because my stomach's rumbling like that volcano.
Y'all have a DDD night.